Well, good afternoon, Cobra family. We're the Tweeds County administrative staff, and we're once again welcoming you to our Thunder on Thursday Cobra Talk. And we're once again be talking about our digital learning and our platform that we will be sharing with our scholars. And we're so happy tonight that we will be talking basically about three things: pre-K update, our special education department, as well as technology. So tonight, we're going to begin with Mr. Jarvis Wiltshire, our pre-K director. Mr. Wiltshire.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to give you all a quick update on our pre-K program. So this week, we've called all our pre-K families to welcome them to the program, as well as to let them know that starting next week, any day next week, they can turn in any outstanding documentations that they may need. We also answered any questions that the families may have had during this time. I would just like to let you know, like, our pre-K virtual classes will look very similar to our traditional classes, where we will still have our story time, our circle time, our outdoor play, and our small group times. All our required documentations that you will need, that the students will need, will be online. If they need any supplies or materials for the hands-on activities, we will send those out via the bus when they deliver the breakfast and lunches, or we will also give the parents the opportunity if they would like to come pick them up from the school. Even though this year may look a lot different than our normal years, we are still so excited that to have your scholar in our pre-K program. We still have a few more spots available in the program, so please let your family and friends know that they can still come by the board office starting next week to enroll those scholars. Thank you all.
At this time, about how many students do we have registered in our pre-K program, Mr. Wiltshire?
As of today, we have 23 students enrolled in our pre-K program.
That's a good number. We're excited about those 23 scholars that have already registered. Now is the time to come on and secure your spot in our pre-K program. A bright beginning ensures a bright education. So we want to get started with that. And as Mr. Wiltshire stated, enrollment will be open next week, beginning next week, all day long. The enrollment will start at 8:30 and go to 3:30 in the afternoon, 8:30 to 3:30. You will be able to enroll your kids into pre-K through 12th grade for Tweeds County Public Schools at the board office. Thank you, Mr. Wiltshire and Ms. Jenkins and the staff at JES for the great job that we're going to do this year with our platform of learning for the scholars of Tweeds County Public Schools. At this time, we're going to ask Ms. Elizabeth Ritz and Ms. Angie Boston to come along and let's talk about what's happening in the world of special education and exceptional children. I know that there were a lot of questions each time that we've had an opportunity to speak with our stakeholders concerning how will we address the needs and IEPs and things of that nature. So let's talk about that at this time. Ms. Boston?
Good evening, Tweeds County families. Thank you for joining us tonight. We want to just take a few minutes and give you an update as to what's going on in our special ed department. Over the last few weeks, most of the questions have been, if my child has an IEP, how will they be served? Well, your child will be served because your child is already identified as a special ed student. With this being said, over the next couple of weeks, our teachers will transition back to school. During this time, they will be part of some training with Edgenuity that was mentioned a few weeks ago as our online platform. This platform is this time, our teachers will also be reviewing the caseloads, reviewing IEPs, making sure that we can meet those accommodations that are set forth in the student's IEP. After that is completed, the parents will be contacted by your child's teacher, and we will proceed then to let you know exactly how your child will be served. Of course, it will all be virtual, just as any other related services are virtual. So our physical therapy is actually going on virtually right now. So we will continue those services as well.
And if we have to change anything or amend any services, we'll have a meeting virtually because any IEP goals that we have to change must be changed with the parents and the IEP team. So if you would, if we after viewing our IEPs, if we see it can't be done, we'll have a meeting and make sure that we provide each service that is listed on the IEP.
Miss Boston, could you kind of repeat what you said? You kind of went out, and we have some people saying they missed some stuff that you said. So if you could just kind of repeat that.
Thank you, Ms. Rick. Thank you, Ms. Boston. And we will have a question and answer period in just a moment. So please write down your question.
As I mentioned earlier, I want to make sure everyone can hear me. Am I breaking up? Am I coming through? Okay. What will happen is our teachers will transition back into school next week. Once they're back in school, they're going to receive training with our new online platform, Edgenuity. With this platform, we were told that there would be options for students with disabilities in this. We're going to review our options with this platform and we will move forward there. And when I say move forward, we're going to examine the IEPs of our students. We're going to see the needs that they have and to see if this platform will serve our students. If that's not an option, we will be creative and we will come up with other ways that we can serve our students with disabilities. Our teachers will be contacting you to let you know exactly how your student will be served. Also, these parents, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at the board office and let us know anything that you may have concerns about. And we want to be able to serve you and continue the services that we are already providing for your students, such as related services, physical therapy, and speech. These services are currently going on at the time physical therapy is, and we want to continue those virtually as well.
Ms. Rick, would you like to add anything?
No, sir. Yes, I would. And we will have other resources if we cannot get it. The goals met through Edgenuity. We'll use other resources, and our teachers are being trained also in the other resources and making sure that we have enough materials to serve our students.
And there will be different platforms for us to address the needs of our exceptional learners. And those that are struggling with technology, it may be that we provide for them a thumb drive with the materials on it so that they will be able to receive whatever instructional materials that they need. So we will serve the students of the exceptional needs students in whatever capacity that we need to serve them in. Thank you, Ms. Boston. Thank you, Ms. Riggs. At this time, we will ask for our technology update. Mr. Basley?
So as far as technology, what we're doing, we want to ensure that each household has the necessary equipment and computers to do the necessary work. So what we'll do is have an application process for everyone that needs to do it. We want to limit it to one laptop Chromebook per household. We're asking for anyone that does the application to ensure that it is a need. It is something we want to make sure that is available to everyone, and we don't want to run out. So if you could, make sure you do need it, but we will have that application up on our website starting next Monday, this coming Monday. From there, we anticipate issuing out and distributing the laptops the 1 week before school starts. So whenever school, right now we're doing the 17th, so 1 week before the 17th is when we're looking to issue those laptops out. Each person will be responsible for those Chromebooks. They will have to sign for them and be responsible for any damage that incurs. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. All righty. So this time, Mr. Basley, we'll open it up for question and answer.
Right now, we don't have any questions coming through, but we'll give them a second since we just opened it up. Right now, we don't have anything in the queue, so we'll give them a second or two to ask any questions that they have.
Once again, I would like to remind everyone that August 17th is our beginning date for students for virtual learning. We will all begin on the 17th. We will go 9 weeks. We will reevaluate it before the end of 9 weeks. Our board is committed to providing the best education possible to our scholars, and we'll do an evaluation in a timely manner so that we will know how we're moving forward in phase 2. We are developing a frequently asked questions list. It will be on our website very soon. Very soon, a frequently asked questions list that will be on our website very soon. Very soon. As we're thinking in terms of that, I would like to give you a quick update on our school nutrition department. We will deliver breakfast and lunch at one time every day while we're on a virtual schedule. We will deliver a lunch and breakfast at one time every day while we are on this schedule. Also, we want you to make sure that your children are aware that there will be requirements for them to log on to have some interaction with the teacher. It will look much different than it did in the spring. But we are excited about what's about to happen educationally for our scholars, and we're just looking for a great year, and we're just looking for your support to help us make it be a great year. We'll have some bumps and some bruises, but we'll get through this together.
So, Mr. Dixon, we have a question from Ms. Lynn Register. Will the hall filters be changed more to prevent the spread of COVID? And I'm guessing she's asking within the schools.
Yes, this is one of our teachers asking that question. Of course, we are taking every measure possible to prevent COVID. Of course, I'm in a high risk category. I don't want COVID. I don't want you to get COVID. I don't want anyone to get COVID.
We have a question from Miss Erica Williams. She said, will there be an online application for the laptop? Miss Williams, there will be an application. That application will be up on Monday. That will be on our Facebook pages. It'll also be on the school websites as well. That will go directly to me. So be on the lookout for those on Monday, starting Monday morning. We have a question from Miss Barbara Tidwell Williamson. When do we have to have them signed up for online classes?
We will do the schedules as the same way as if we were in the brick and mortar buildings. We will build the schedules. We will get the schedules out to the parents. There will not be a registration for online because everyone will be online for the first 9 weeks.
Okay. Miss Erica Williams, she has a follow-up question. She said, can parents sign up in person for the laptop? Miss Williams, what we're doing is trying to limit as much exposure in the buildings as possible, so we won't do an in-person sign-up. But like I said, that application will be up online starting Monday morning for everyone so they can have it. We also have a question from a student, Miss Michaela Foster. When do we take senior pictures?
Good question, Michaela. We will get that answered and get back with you.
We have a question from Miss Charlie Harris. What about affordable internet options that were spoken of? Miss Harris, we are actually working with a couple of different vendors and applications that's out there. We don't have that information in concrete form yet. We hope to have that for you on next Thursday. So tune back in next Thursday and we will have some more concrete information for you, what's available out there for you. Just remember that that is not through the school district itself, but we want to try to help as many people as we can to get as much information out there as possible. We have a statement from Ms. Chisa McCullum. This may have already been asked, but are students required to do schoolwork at certain times? For instance, I don't have enough computers for 3 kids, and I'm also working from home. Are are the times they do their schoolwork flexible?
Ms. Jenkins, can you answer?
Yes, sir. To answer that question, we're not expecting the kids to all be on at the same time. We understand that many of our families have multiple children that are in the house that have to be educated. There will be a schedule that kind of lays out the best way to achieve learning in your home. But I would just say, as a person who has multiple kids as well, you may want to start with the little ones sooner than in the morning because they're more apt to be willing to learn. The older kids tend to get, you may have them getting on around 10ish or 11, and then you may kind of toggle back and forth at the conclusion of the day. There are activities that can be completed without a teacher, but if I was trying to assess the situation, I would review whichever kid needs the most attention from their teacher. I would probably let them get on the computer first, and then the other students can complete some of the activities later in the day. Remember, our teachers will be available, so you want to take the best opportunity to engage with them when it's early in the morning or before the conclusion of the day at 3:30. So there are opportunities for the kids to work outside of the normal day, but we do want you to be up and available and ready so that you can encounter the teacher.
Right now, Mr. Dixon, we don't have any other questions. If you have any questions out there, please get those in so they can be answered. Mr. Bacon.
Going once.
Mr. Bacon, do you have anything that you want to address? Mr. Bacon isn't here. Other than that, okay, we have another question, Mr. Dixon. When do we find out what classes our kids are taking? Will they need school supplies? And this is from Miss Marquita Stanley.
And so at home, if your kid is at home, they may need the traditional pen and paper for the first 9 weeks. Of course, they're going to need an electronic device, but anything that they can use to kind of best take care of the lessons that they're completing. Again, pen, paper, computer. If you need to print out something, you can. That's not a necessity to be able to print the materials out. But if you want to, there will be opportunities for you to print from Edgenuity. So it really just depends on the student. But I would say traditional pen and paper. Now, when we evaluate later into the brick and mortar, that may be changed. In the past, Mr. Dixon had indicated that we would supply all the needs just to make sure that we keep the possibility of COVID contamination down. And so right now at home, pen, paper, electronic device. In the future, we'll reevaluate and, of course, come back right here to have those conversations about what you need to secure for your child moving forward.
Correct, Ms. Jenkins, that still stands.
We have a comment from Pastor Daniel Wright from Jeffersonville Baptist Church. What are some ways churches can provide assistance for schools, parents, students during this time of online learning?
Definitely serving as online tutors, because there are still ways that we can have volunteer tutors to assist us with assisting our scholars. That's one way that we can. Any virtual form of learning that churches can assist us with. And I'm sure that our parent engagement coordinator will also be reaching out for virtual opportunities that we can involve our church congregants in learning and teaching and learning to assist us. So we really appreciate that opportunity, that invitation, and offering to be able to help us.
All right, we have a question from Miss Megan Johnson Washington. With the pre-K student, I know it would be virtual, but how will it work for them?
So we will work similar to just like all the other grade levels. Everything will be, of course, online. We are exploring some other options as far as Google Classroom for our pre-K that's more easily accessible for our pre-K students. But everything will be recorded. You may have some individual time with the teacher, but other than that, everything else will be online.
We have a question from Miss Register. Will teachers report to work at staggered times?
As of right now, no.
Okay, we have a question from Miss Shannon Russell. Will teachers be allowed to have flexible working hours? For example, as a teacher of students with disabilities, many of my students will best be served one-on-one. In the spring, I worked with a few students after 3 because that was the best time for their parents. I want to continue to provide services when it is most conducive for them.
Each program will look differently, and we will address the needs of the students. And according to the student's IEP, whatever we have to do to follow the guidelines of the IEP, we're going to be committed to doing that. So there is not a one fix all catch all for every student. Whatever it needs to look like, that's what it will look like.
We have a follow-up question from Ms. Stanley. When will high school students find out their classes?
Has Mr. Harris joined us yet?
Yes. This is Mr. Harris. As far as the classes are concerned, the schedules are all put together. And once the teachers come back and the teachers know the students that they will have, those schedules will be available for students. But it will be at least a week or two before students are to start to reporting, which will be August 17th. So before they get on the platform, every student will know their schedule.
And as a follow-up to that, Ms. Stanley, those schedules will automatically populate within their Infinite Campus login. So during that time, we'll send out an email blast or a robocall stating that the schedules are available, and those students can go on, look at them, and have everything right there for them. We have a question from Ms. Haley Brooke Bernhardt. What about the parents that work and cannot do the online with the pre-K kids?
Well, who will be with whatever adult is with that kid will be able to assist. The teacher will be there teaching and working with the child. So whatever adult is there to monitor that child will be able to assist.
Okay, we don't have any questions. If you have any additional questions, please get those in so we can answer them.
Okay, Mr. Bensley.
We don't have anything right now, Mr. Dixon.
Well, thank you, Mr. Basley. We'll join back again on next Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. Thank you so much for joining with us. Administrators, we will join briefly for a meeting after this meeting. Thank you.